Have you ever been told you're too old to do something? If you're between 65 and 85 years old and can still do a few of these simple things, you may be far healthier and more youthful than most people realize. Doctors, aging experts, and researchers all agree that some physical, mental, and emotional abilities can show how long you might live. They're not fancy, and they're not tests you'll find in a clinic, but they're real and they matter more than most people think. In today's video, we're going to go through 6 signs that show you're aging with strength, grace, and longevity. These are the kinds of signals that medical professionals quietly celebrate when they see them in their older patients. Why? Because they point to deep systems in your body still working beautifully. Your heart, your brain, your balance, your nervous system, even your emotional intelligence. If you can still do any of these things, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're the kind of person that researchers call exceptional agers, the quiet few who live longer and better. So whether you're 65, 72, or even 85 and beyond, stay with me, because these 6 things may just make you feel a whole lot prouder of the life you're living, and maybe even give you a few new things to aim for too. Let's get started. Number 1, standing on one foot. One of the clearest signals that your body is still holding on to its youthful resilience is this: you can stand on one foot for at least 10 seconds without wobbling, grabbing a chair, or feeling like you're going to fall. It might sound almost silly. After all, most people never think to try it. But this simple action reveals something far deeper than balance. It shows the strength of your core, the coordination of your muscles, and even the health of your brain. You see, as we age, balance becomes one of the first systems to quietly weaken. It happens gradually. You don't notice it when you're sitting, or even when you're walking a straight line. But when you ask your body to stabilize itself on one foot, something we did easily as children, it suddenly becomes clear if the internal wiring is still sharp or starting to falter. This one test engages the nervous system, the inner ear, the muscles in your legs, and the proprioception system in your joints. That tells your brain where your body is in space. In other words, standing on one foot is not just about your legs. It's about the entire communication network between your brain and body. Doctors now use this very test in geriatric screenings, not just to check balance, but to quietly assess fall risk, cardiovascular health, and even overall mortality. In fact, one recent study published in a leading medical journal found that older adults who couldn't maintain a 10-second one-legged stance had a significantly higher chance of dying over the next decade compared to those who could. That's a sobering statistic, but it's also empowering. Because if you can do this, even just for 10 seconds, it means you've got something many others don't: preserve strength and neural control. I remember a woman named Carol, age 78, who came into her local community center for a weekly fitness class. The instructor had everyone do a balance test at the start of each month. Carol, who had spent years walking her dog every morning and practicing gentle yoga twice a week, could not only stand on one foot, she could close her eyes and hold it for nearly 20 seconds. The others gasped. "I had no idea that meant anything," she laughed. "I just didn't want to fall over." But what she didn't know was that this quiet little action spoke volumes about her longevity. Her ability to steady herself wasn't just physical, it was neurological, emotional, and even a testament to her consistent daily habits. And here's the deeper truth behind it: if you can still do this in your late 60s, 70s, or even 80s, it shows that you haven't lost trust in your own body. That's huge. Many seniors begin to fear falling, and that fear alone leads them to stop moving, which only weakens their balance further. But if you're still able to lift one foot and hold steady, even just briefly, it suggests that confidence and capability are still alive and well in you. And that's something to be truly proud of. Number 2, getting up from the floor without using your hands. There's one simple movement that quietly separates the frail from the fit: getting up off the floor without using your hands. It might seem like a silly thing to test after all. How often do we sit on the floor these days? But believe it or not, this one action tells doctors, therapists, and even longevity researchers more about your long-term health than most people realize. And if you're someone between 65 and 85 who can still do it, you're a rare gem, because it's a sign of extraordinary coordination, muscle strength, and joint flexibility. This ability is often called the sit and rise test. You begin seated cross-legged on the floor, and then rise to your feet without pushing off with your hands, knees, or arms. It's harder than it sounds. In fact, most people who haven't practiced it regularly will instinctively brace themselves or reach for a nearby object to help. But those who can rise smoothly, relying only on their legs and core, are showing something truly powerful, that their body is still in sync, strong, and balanced. You might be wondering, why does this matter so much? Well, researchers in Brazil followed over 2,000 people aged 51 to 80 for several years and found that those who could complete this sit and rise movement without assistance had a much lower risk of dying during the follow-up period than those who couldn't. Why? Because the movement engages multiple systems at once: cardiovascular, musculoskeletal, and neurological. It takes strength, sure, but also joint health, balance, and confidence. And when even one of those is missing, the entire motion becomes difficult or even impossible. But there's something else this movement reveals, something even more important than strength or balance. It reveals independence. The ability to get yourself up off the floor without help is one of the clearest signs that you're still able to take care of yourself in a practical way. It means that if you were to fall while reaching for something under the couch, or lose your balance while gardening, you could recover without panic or helplessness. And that peace of mind is priceless. Take Leonard, for instance. He's 82 and lives in a small home in Kansas. Every morning he sits on a mat to stretch. He says, "If I can still get off this mat by myself, I know I can keep living in this house." That's not just physical, it's emotional too. It's a deep-rooted sense of autonomy. And it's one of the strongest predictors of a longer, healthier, happier life. So if you're still able to get up from the floor, using nothing but your own strength, that's not just a neat party trick. It's a badge of honor. It means you've preserved the kind of mobility that most people lose by their late 60s. And more importantly, it means your body and brain are still working as a team. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, remembering appointments without writing them down. There's a quiet kind of brilliance in being able to say, "My doctor's appointment is next Wednesday at 10, and not have to check your calendar or phone every few hours to make sure. If you're between 65 and 85 and can still remember important dates, times, or even little details without needing to jot them down, that's a sign your cognitive engine is still firing strong, and it's something worth celebrating. Now, don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with writing things down. In fact, using lists, calendars, or sticky notes is a smart strategy that helps all of us, especially as we age. But what we're talking about here is a mental sharpness that allows some seniors to still retain information in their minds without needing a physical reminder. And that ability is about far more than just memory. It's a direct reflection of how well your brain is processing, organizing, and storing information in real time. You see, memory isn't just about recalling things. It's also about focus, processing speed, and short-term storage. If your brain can take in an appointment, time, and hold on to it through distractions, meals, phone calls, and even naps, it means your mental systems are well coordinated. And that coordination doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of a lifetime of engagement, curiosity, and mental flexibility. More importantly, this ability is strongly linked to longevity. According to researchers at the University of California, seniors who maintain strong memory performance are more likely to retain their independence and avoid cognitive decline. In other words, remembering your appointments without help isn't just convenient, it's a powerful sign that your brain is aging, gracefully staying strong and protecting you. And let's not forget the confidence that comes with this. For many older adults, forgetting things can lead to anxiety or even embarrassment. But when you can keep track of your own schedule, you carry yourself differently. You trust yourself more. You feel capable, clear, and competent. That matters because mental confidence often drives physical vitality. Let me tell you about Joanne. She's 79 and still volunteers twice a week at her local library. She never uses a planner or phone app. She simply remembers her schedule. "It keeps me sharp," she says. "If I can hold it in my head, I feel like I'm still in the game." And she is. Joanne isn't trying to impress anyone. She just enjoys feeling mentally present. And that presence, that daily engagement with life, is one of the greatest gifts a senior can have. So if you're still remembering birthdays, meetings, or even just what day your trash gets picked up, be proud of that. Because each time you do, it's not just a memory skill. It's your brain proving that it's still standing tall, showing up, and keeping you active in the world. Number 4, getting up from a chair without using your hands. There's something remarkably telling about the simple motion of rising from a chair without using your hands. To the average eye, it might look like no big deal, but in the world of aging and longevity, it's a major indicator. If you're between 65 and 85 and can still stand up from a seated position, using only your legs without gripping the armrests or pushing off your knees, you're not just physically strong, you're functionally youthful. Why does this matter so much? Because that motion uses several systems all at once. Your core has to engage. Your thighs and glutes need to fire. Your balance system must coordinate to keep you upright. It's not just a leg thing, it's a full-body symphony, and being able to do it well into your senior years tells us that your mobility, muscle tone, coordination, and even your nervous system are working in harmony. Now here's the deeper layer. Being able to do this often means your body is free from hidden pain or stiffness that might otherwise go unnoticed. For many older adults, arthritis, hip tightness, or lower back issues creep in slowly, and standing up becomes more of a struggle than they let on. They might compensate without even realizing it, rocking forward, using momentum, or grabbing onto furniture. But if you can just lean forward and push through your legs without help, your body is telling you, we're still in good shape. Studies even back this up. The Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy noted that seniors who maintain the ability to stand without upper body support tend to fall less often, live more independently, and score higher on general health markers. In fact, the sit-to-stand test is often used by physical therapists and doctors to assess fall risk and muscular aging. It's that important. Beyond the physical, there's also a strong mental aspect. Being able to rise without assistance fosters a sense of independence. You don't feel like you have to wait for someone to lend a hand. You can get up when you want, move where you want, and maintain a sense of personal autonomy. That's powerful because when you feel capable in your body, your spirit follows. Let me tell you about Robert. He's 82, a retired mechanic, and lives alone in a small house he keeps immaculate. Every morning he sits on his favorite recliner, sips coffee, then stands up to start his day. No arms, no strain. I've got strong legs, he chuckles. And as long as they work, I work. That quiet pride he carries, it radiates in how he moves, how he smiles, and how he talks about aging. Not as decline, but as a chapter he's still writing, with strength. So if you can rise from your chair smoothly and confidently without grabbing the armrests, take a moment to appreciate that. You're not just getting up, you're standing tall in a world that sometimes tries to push seniors into the background. You're showing that you're still here, still strong, and still capable of carrying your own weight in every sense of the word. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, climbing a flight of stairs without pausing. There's a quiet kind of triumph in climbing a set of stairs without stopping, especially between the ages of 65 and 85. It might not feel like a monumental act, no medals are handed out for it, but in the world of healthy aging, this single ability speaks volumes. If you can go up a flight of stairs without needing to pause halfway, grip the railing for dear life, or catch your breath at the top, your body is sending a very clear message you've still got plenty of gas in the tank. Let's look at what this movement really demands. First, your cardiovascular system needs to be strong enough to pump oxygen to your muscles. That means your heart and lungs are working together effectively. Then your legs, particularly your quads, hamstrings, and calves, have to have enough strength and endurance to handle the load. Your joints need to be mobile. Your balance system needs to kick in, and your coordination has to stay on beat. In short, it's a full-body exercise hiding in plain sight. More importantly, your ability to climb stairs reflects more than physical strength. It also shows metabolic resilience. Researchers at Duke University found that older adults who could climb stairs at a steady pace without stopping often had better blood pressure, control, healthier arteries, and even improved cognitive scores. Why? Because the physical exertion required to manage stairs efficiently overlaps with the very systems that keep the brain alert, the blood flowing, and the body youthful. But here's something many overlook. It's not just about getting up the stairs, it's about how you feel when you reach the top. If you're not huffing and puffing, if your knees aren't wobbling, and if your chest isn't pounding like a drum, That's a powerful sign that your internal systems are aging more slowly than your calendar says. And that, my friend, is something to celebrate. Let me introduce you to Lorraine, a 79-year-old widow who lives in a two-story townhouse. Her doctor once suggested she move to a single-level home. She smiled politely and said, "I'll consider it when these legs stop carrying me up to bed each night." Every morning she takes the stairs to do her laundry, and every evening she climbs up again to her bedroom. No fanfare, no excuses, no stops. Just a woman quietly defying the statistics. This ability also has a powerful psychological impact. It tells you deep down that you're still self-reliant, that you're not limited by your surroundings, that your body hasn't surrendered to the wear and tear of age. It builds confidence, and confidence, as we've said before, is one of the best medicines you can give yourself as you grow older. So if you're one of the rare gems who can walk up a full flight of stairs without a break, don't take it for granted. It's not luck. It's a reflection of the care you've given your body, the choices you've made, and the strength you've carried forward. Keep that up, and age won't be something that slows you down. It'll just be a number you keep walking past. Number 6, remembering appointments without a calendar. Being able to remember your appointments, events, or even just what day of the week it is, without needing to constantly check your calendar or sticky notes, might seem like a small thing, but it's not. In fact, this ability says a great deal about the sharpness of your mind and the health of your brain. If you're between the ages of 65 and 85 and you can still do this consistently, you're not just lucky, you're exceptional. You see, memory, especially the type called working memory, is often one of the first cognitive functions to show signs of wear as we age. It's what allows you to mentally juggle pieces of information in the short term. Remembering that your doctor's appointment is next Thursday at 200, or that your grandson's school play is on Saturday afternoon, requires a brain that's alert, attentive, and flexible. When these systems are intact, it means your brain is still firing on multiple levels, and that's a sign of neurological youth. This isn't just about remembering dates either. The act of recalling events and mentally organizing your days also involves your ability to concentrate, to filter out distractions, and to make sense of time, all key indicators of brain health. Many neurologists consider this kind of recall to be one of the strongest markers of aging well. In fact, a study from Columbia University showed that seniors who could mentally track their weekly routines without written reminders were more likely to score higher on cognitive assessments and were less likely to develop signs of early dementia. And let's be honest, there's a sense of pride in not having to rely on your phone or notepad every time you make plans. It means your mental muscles are still strong. It means your brain is still doing its job without outsourcing it to technology. And that's something to feel genuinely proud of. Think of Margaret, 82, who still volunteers twice a week at her local animal shelter and never misses a shift. She doesn't write it down anymore. She just knows when to be there. Her daughter once offered to send her reminders on her phone, and Margaret just chuckled and said, "Honey, my brain is my reminder." That kind of confidence doesn't come from luck. It comes from a lifetime of keeping the brain active, reading, socializing, problem-solving, staying curious. This kind of memory strength doesn't just make life easier. It makes you safer. It keeps you independent. It prevents missed medication, forgotten bills, or overlooked doctor visits. It protects your dignity and your ability to live on your own terms. That's why this one trait is such a powerful sign of healthy aging. So, if you're still able to remember your schedule, your commitments, and even the birthdays of people you love without needing constant reminders, don't dismiss it as normal. It's far from common. You're a rare gem, and that mental clarity, it might just be one of the key reasons you're on track to live well into your hundreds. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Turn. Final thoughts. If you've made it this far, then let me say this clearly. You are not ordinary. You're part of a rare group of older adults who refuse to let age define their limits. And that, my friend, is a treasure in itself. Many people think getting older means slowing down, forgetting things, or giving up on the joys of life. But what this video has shown is something quite different. There are signs, quiet but powerful, that reveal when someone is not just aging, but thriving. Still opening jars with steady hands. Still walking without hesitation. Still sleeping deeply and rising with purpose. Still smiling, laughing, remembering, and connecting. If you're still doing these things, it means you're not just surviving, you're shining. It means your body is working in harmony. It means your mind is staying sharp. And it means your spirit hasn't dimmed one bit. You've spent your life caring for others. Now it's time to turn some of that care inward. To believe that you are worthy of strength, energy, joy, and a future that stretches well beyond expectations. You are not too old to thrive. You are not too late to start. And you are absolutely not done yet. So whether you recognized all 6 signs in yourself or just one, take that as a win. You're paying attention. You're learning. You're growing. And that mindset alone, that's the foundation for a long, vibrant life. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.